Hi you two, Miss Brooke here doing your English lesson with you again today. I hope you've had a wonderful Monday and are having a lovely Tuesday morning so far. Now our what for today is to use adverbial phrases to describe where, how new learning is practiced, and why, so we can describe where things are on our pirate. Now this is the card that we are going to be looking at today, and as we can see it is an orange card. And it is a card that we've looked at before, so hopefully you remember seeing it. And we use it to add adverbs and adverbial phrases. I've just got a little STEM sentence down here. I want us to have a go at reading. So my turn first. An adverb describes how, when, or where a verb happens. Can we do that together? Are we ready after three? 1, 2, 3. An adverb describes how, when, or where a verb happens. Now, this should not be new to you. This is something that we've looked at before when we were back in school, and we listened to a song which used to go adverbs, adverbs, when, where, how. What I shall do is I will put in the description box below this video a link to that song if you wish to have a little listen to it at home as well. Now, as I've mentioned, these adverbs are something that we've already looked at before. So I've just done a little rewind here at the top to our sentences that we created when we were doing our book all about monsters, the Monster Zoo book. So there were two here. We had angrily, the monster attacked the classroom. Brutally, the monster flung the books across the room. Now you remember we had a monster attack in our school and they trashed our classrooms. Hopefully you'll be able to remember that at home. And we used our adverbs here at the start to tell us how the monster did it. So here we used adverbs for how. So how has the monster attacked the classroom? Well, he's done it angrily. How has he flung the books across the room? He's done it brutally. So we've used adverbs before that tell us how, describes how the verb is happening. Today, however, we are going to be focusing on using adverbs that tell us where something is happening. Now, I've got an example sentence here that describes our pirate. So we've got, on his head, the captain wears a large dark hat. So I'm going to read that sentence again. On his head, the captain wears a large dark hat. And I've got my full stop at the end. So I've got my adverbial phrase at the start. Now, throughout this video, you'll hear me talk about adverbs and adverbial phrases. Now, they are the same thing, except when it's one word, like here we've got angrily, we call it an adverb because it's one word. But if it's more than one word, so here we've got 1, 2, 3 words on his head, we call it an adverbial phrase. So they do the exact same job, just if it's one word, it will be an adverb. If it's more than one word, it would be an adverbial phrase. So today, we're going to be using the term adverbial phrase. Now, the adverbial phrase that I've used today is on his head, and that tells us where. Well, it tells us where about what? It tells us where his dark hat is. Where is it? It's on his head. So on his head is our adverbial phrase. The subject is the captain, and our predicate wears a large dark hat. And just like normal, we've got my full stop at the end to show that my sentence has finished. So we're going to see whether we can spot any adverbial phrases in this character description here. So I'm going to read it to you. The captain is a brave and cunning man. Oh, can't spot any in that sentence. Let's look at the next one. On his head, he wears a large dark hat with a skull and crossbones at the front. Oh, I can see I've got an adverbial phrase at the start here. Where is he wearing his hat? On his head. Let's look at the next sentence. Under his hat, he has a shiny bandana. Where's his bandana? It's under his hat. The pirate has a vast bushy beard that covers a lot of his face. Nope, no adverbial phrases in that one. Let's look at the next one. Above his beard, he has a thin black moustache. Well, where's his moustache? It's above his beard. On his body, he wears a white shirt and blue stripy trousers. So I want you to pause the video, have a little think. Where is he wearing a white shirt and blue stripy trousers? Which adverbial phrase have I used? Fantastic, it is on his body. Let's look at the next sentence. On top of his trousers, he wears gigantic ancient underpants. Where does he wear the underpants? Have a think. On top of his trousers. Well done. The captain is holding an expensive telescope that he uses to spy on other pirate gangs. Can't spot one in that sentence. On top of the telescope, a vibrant parrot is resting. Where is the parrot resting? Well done. On top of the telescope. Now, last sentence. In his other hand, the man is holding his precious golden underpants. Where is he holding the underpants? Have a think. Fantastic. In his other hand. So here you can see in orange, I've underlined all the adverbial phrases that I've used that tell us where on the pirate's body. So where is his hat? It's on his head. Where is he wearing the bandana? Under his hat. Where does he have a mustache? Above his beard. Where is he wearing his shirt and trousers? On his body. Where is he wearing the underpants? On top of his trousers. Where is the parrot resting? On top of the telescope. Where is the man holding the precious golden underpants? In his other hand. So all of these here are telling us where something is. Now, in yesterday's lesson, you did a great job of finding the different nouns and using adjectives to describe them. So the ones that we did together before you had to go doing your own, here I labelled vibrant parrot to describe the parrot here. So vibrant was the adjective I used. Parrot is my noun. Large dark hat. Large and dark are my adjectives. Hat was my noun. Vast bushy beard. Vast and bushy were my adjectives, and beard was the noun. So you had a go at labelling all these different nouns that we could spot on our pirate. Now your job for today is to use this information that you gathered yesterday, but we're going to add some adverbial phrases. Now I've had a go at doing one together. I'm just going to put it on so you can see both of those pages. So the one that we've got here, let's move it up. On top of his head, the captain is wearing a large dark hat. So I've taken here large dark hat and I've added an adverbial phrase at the start. On top of his head, the captain is wearing a large dark hat. I'm going to talk about the parrot now. I need to think, where is the parrot? Well, the parrot is on top of the telescope. So that's the adverbial phrase that I've started my next sentence with. On top of the telescope. The parrot, what is the parrot doing? Is resting. Now, I'm going to think about this one down here, the other one that I've labelled, vast bushy beard. Now, where could we say that his beard is? Well, over on Class Dojo, you will find this bank here of adverbial phrase, and I've given you quite a few to help you develop your sentences. So let me see if I can steal one from this bank to write my next sentence. So I want to talk about his beard. Now on this table here, sort of group them. So this is all to do about his head, these are about his body, and these are about his hands. So let me have a look at his head. So is it on top of his head? No, the beard's not on top of his head. Is it under his hat? No. Oh, it's around his face. Around his face, the captain has a vast bushy beard. That would work. Where else could I use? Oh, below his nose. I can see that this beard is below his nose. I could say below his nose, the pirate has a vast bushy beard. Oh, it's also below his mouth. I could say below his mouth, the captain has a vast bushy beard. It's also on his jaw, so I could use this one as well. On his jaw, the captain has a vast bushy beard. I'm going to go with, which one shall I go for? I'm going to go below his mouth. That's the one I'm going to use. So below his mouth, and you will have noticed, just like last time with every adverb, that's at the front of our sentence, we're going to put a comma, because that shows that this here is separate from our main clause, the rest of our sentence. So below his mouth, the pirate, you could say he, the captain, the man. Below his mouth, the pirate has a, now I'm going to go back over here. What adjectives have I used? Vast and bushy. A vast, bushy beard. I'm going to read my sentence through to check that it makes sense. Below his mouth, the pirate has a vast, bushy beard. It does make sense. I've got my adverbial phrase at the start, which I can put in orange because I know that goes on an orange card. My subject of my sentence, the pirate, which we know goes on our green card from last week. And my predicate goes on my orange card, what the pirate is doing. Well, at this point, he has a vast bushy beard. And then my full stop can go in red. So, really nice and simple. What you need to do is to look at your work from yesterday, see how you've labelled it. Parrot, large dark hat, vast bushy beard, golden underpants, red shiny jacket, and you're going to create sentences with your adverbial phrases at the start. You can use this bank to help you over here. And if you want an extra challenge, what you can do is, just like I've done here, is to either highlight, underline, colour in, whatever you want to, the different parts of your sentence in the right rainbow grammar colours. So your adverbial phrase at the start with your comma would be orange. Your subject, the pirate, or you could have the captain, the man, would be green. And then your predicate, has a vast bushy beard, would be orange. Don't forget your full stop at the end, your punctuation, to show that your sentence has finished, would be red. Now, before I let you go, I'm going to do one more together. Now, one other thing that we could describe, let's have a look over here. Oh, I'm going to describe his eye patch. He's wearing an eye patch. So let me think, what adverbial phrase could I use to describe where his eye patch is? So should we just pause the video, have a think, have a little look at this bank down here. What adverbial phrase could I use to describe where his eye patch is? Now, hopefully at home you're realising that it's over his eye. We could also use below his hat, but I'm going to go for over his eye. So, over his eye. Oh, I'm going to change my colour because I know it's my adverbial phrase, so it needs to be orange. So that's telling me where it is, over his eye. Who is it? I've already used the pirate, so I'm going to use the man this time, so it's a little bit different. And I know that is my subject. That's who my sentence is about, so it's going to be green. Over his eye, the man has a, I'm going to turn this to orange, because I know this will be on my orange card for my predicate, has a, now I need to think of something to describe it. Now you will have already probably got this labelled on your work from yesterday, but I haven't labelled mine yet, so I'm just going to have a little think. So the man has a black eye patch. Let me check that this sentence makes sense. So it says, over his eye, the man has a black eye patch. It does make sense. I've got my orange for my adverbial phrase at the start that's telling me where, over his eye. The man is my subject, so who the sentence is about. Has a black eye patch is my predicate. Tells me more about my noun. Over his eye, the man has a black eye patch, and I've got my full stop at the end in red to show that my sentence has finished. So now it is over to you to have a go at writing your own sentences to describe where your this pirate has things on his body. You can pause the video now as you start writing your own, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 example sentences here that you can keep coming back to. I'll move this up so you can see that as well. And remember, on Class Dojo, that you'll have a big version of this so you can see it a bit clearer if you need to. These aren't the only adverbial phrases you can use. You may be able to think of more on your own, but this is just giving you a starting point over here. Now, I can't wait to see the wonderful sentences that you have created. So when you've done them, when you've written them in your book, like I said, you can either just write them like this, or if you want an extra challenge, you can highlight them in the rainbow grammar colours. Please send us over on Class Dojo so we can see your wonderful sentences and give you your green dojos for the amazing work that you will have put in today. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to message on Dojo. But other than that, I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.